Clay, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Larry Bird.
I should have put Larry at my five.
No, I take that back. KD. KD can shoot that bit from deep.
Yeah, you had me shaking my head when you didn't say KD. I'm like, man, you crazy.
No, I gotta put KD, and I put Dirk and Larry Bird as honorable mentions.
No Jordan? You ain't say Jordan?
I'm just talking about pure shooters. I think KD's a better shooter than Dirk. I mean, than LeBron. I mean, Michael Jordan. KD's a better shooter. Kobe's a better shooter than Michael Jordan, but just not overall play. He's a better shooter.
I used to think that as well, but I think the only reason I came to the conclusion, like the only reason I was feeling that way was because of the amount of games played that we had for Michael Jordan. He ain't played as long as, Kobe Bryant or some of these other players. So what he have in comparison to them, it look a little different. But if you were to, if even the 3 points that he did take, it ain't like he a below below 30 point below 30% 3 point shooter or field goal shooter. That boy can shoot. It was just a different time back then. But yeah, I probably would get an edge to KD. I think KD is very efficient. Him and James Harden.
Them boys you gotta think KD's 7 feet tall, bro. So it's hard to block that shit. Like Mike was average NBA height, but Mike was just on a different level. He's just on a whole nother realm. But KD's 7 feet tall. Plus, when he get to that mid spot, how you gonna stop when he jumping? So you just had to get real physical with him. But this is the best white NBA players, Mount Rushmore. You agree or disagree with this list? Larry Bird, Dirk Nowitzki, Jokic, and John Stockton. Me personally, I feel like Steve Nash is better than John Stockton. But I love John Stockton.
That, brother. I vehemently disagree. I don't agree at all. You ain't got Luka Doncic on there, bro. You gotta take Dirk down to put Luka Doncic on there, bro.
The Lakers. So you'll take Luka over John Stockton?
I know this premature, but I put Luka ahead of everybody on that. Luka then Larry Bird.
The same Luka that cries and complains because he don't get calls. He crying and complaining. This is what Luka always do. This nigga be a statue of Luka.
Kobe do that. Kobe did the same thing. I love Kobe.
No, he ain't did it like that. No, LeBron and Luka cry every play. Cry, baby. Oh my God!
About Shea always complaining. The okay.
No, Shea get every call. Shea is a cheat code. Shea get called like NBA 2K.
I'm not disproving that he get called. I'm saying when he don't get the call, he be disgruntled just like Luka be disgruntled. Everybody express their emotions differently.
Now I would change it. Now Luka, I think Luka got to put in some more work. But so you take Steve? Would you take who's better, Steve Nash or Luka?
As of now, like what this how I put it. Like the first
prime versus prime.
Yeah, well, not. I don't think my boy in his prime yet. I say the first 7 years of Luka career compared to the first 7 years of Steve Nash career. I'm taking Luka.
That ain't bad.
Develop. That boy Luka come out the gate chasing Jordan. He ain't got no championships yet, but that's all he need. And some scoring time. Look like he gonna get it though.
But Steve Nash led the league in assists a few years. Hold on. I mean, so I feel like he's a better shooter. Steve Nash is a better passer. Come on now.
Then Luka?
Yes. Oh my man, come on now. You don't think Steve Nash is a better passer than Luka?
I might just be being biased. Nah, I'm not being biased, bro. I'm going with Luka, bro.
He led the NBA in assists 5 years in a row. He went back.
Luka some time, bro. Luka just took his shoe. He just got off the bus. He just got in. He just got here.
Been in the league damn near a decade. What, 8 years? 8 years, ain't it?
Give him some time to cook, man. Give him some time to cook, right?
And I don't think Luka will ever win an MVP. But
what? You don't think he'll win this? This a good hypothetical. They got like limits of how many games you can miss or whatever.
65. You can't miss no more than 65 games.
Yeah, and I think Luka and Shea they got 5 games left to miss. So let's say hypothetically, I ain't wishing nothing bad on nobody, but let's say Shea mess around and miss those 5 games, and now it's just Luka and a bunch of other players in the contention for MVP. I think Luka gonna get it by default, bro. Who they gonna give it to? What's his name? From
Jalen.
No, I think some of them already done got out. Unless they got, I think some of them got like 1 game left to miss. It's like I don't think it's possible. I think Cade gonna get out of it. I think he got like 3 games left to miss. Jaylen Brown, I think he got like 2 games, something like that.
It's going to be very interesting who win the MVP this year due to the new rules stipulation, and that ain't just for MVP. That's for awards across the board. So it's going to be very interesting this year who win these awards. But it's going to be something to see. Now, what's your thoughts on this? Do you feel like AAU destroyed basketball?
No, I feel like it like paved the way to now. You know, like with the NIL, I feel like it paved the way for like more exposure for kids, like even outside of the collegiate level, like looking at them in their youth, like in high school and stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that people ain't already been doing that, but I feel like the exposure is like increasing compared to if AAU was never like used. They stopped it.
Now, a lot of people say, like Kevin Durant said, that's just a way to trash black people or whatever, black players or whatever the case may be. I feel like he was saying let me say it, let me paraphrase, let me phrase it right. They were saying also that European players, foreign players are taking over dominating basketball. Would you agree with that as well? Because Kevin Durant said that's a shot at black people, but I think the best players in the league are foreign players. They're not Americans.
I play devil's advocate. You know, we got all this stuff going on in the world. One of the best athletes in the National Basketball Association is a Caucasian. No, Shea Canadian or whatever. I'm talking about American. I think this boy come from Kentucky, and he on the Los Angeles Lakers. We're gonna win the championship. He gonna be a champion. His name is Austin Reeves. Stop playing with that boy. He American, comes from Kentucky. He
undrafted player.
Undrafted. He right behind. I put him right behind like a Jaylen Brown. Ain't that many players better than Jaylen Brown? And I don't feel like Austin Reeves better than Jaylen Brown, but he right under Jaylen Brown.
No, he's not. He ain't even better than Karl Anthony Towns. He ain't better than Anthony Edwards. He ain't.
I ain't saying he better than Ant. I'm saying he better than what's his name? He better than I ain't saying he better than Ant, but I'm saying he better than Jalen Brunson.
You say wait, let me hear you correctly. Do you just say Austin Reeves is better than Jalen Brunson?
Yes, sir.
You're rage baiting right now. You're rage baiting. You're rage baiting right now, man. What they call it, rage bait? No. I mean, Austin Reeves is but you gotta think. Listen to me quickly. Austin Reeves is the second best player on this team. He's never been the focal point. If he was on a team where he was the focal point, I don't think he'd be able to do what he can do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you were to imagine what would Austin Reeves look like if he was the focal point, you don't think it'll look like Jaylen Brown? I mean, Jason.
No. First of all, Austin Reeves is a liability on defense. He don't play defense.
But if you take the name out, it sounds like you're talking about Jalen Brunson. Is he not a liability on defense? Is he not little as hell?
Jalen Brunson is a bulldog. Jalen Brunson, I like Jalen Brunson is better than Austin Reeves because Jalen Brunson, the team focalized against him. He's only 6'1". Small guards don't usually win championships. Steph and Isaiah Thomas are the only small guards in history that wins. In history.
And Steph Curry, Steph Curry had a great team, like you mentioned. Yeah, he had a great team.
Hell, Chauncey Billups, but Chauncey Billups had a hell of a team around him.
But you can't discredit Austin Reeves. You know that boy. He just got back.
He should be the most improved player of the year.
For sure.
But he ain't better than Ja Morant. He ain't better than Zion Williams when healthy. You
Stop.
think he better than Zion Williams when healthy?
And Ja.
I don't know about that part. I totally disagree.
I love
Now, this is
Ja.
with.
That's my boy.
Would you say Draymond Green one of the dirtiest players ever?
Nah, I go with the players in the past. Like I go with Dennis Rodman, something like that. He is dirty though. He played dirty.
Mmm.
I got a good take. This is a good one. I was having this debate with somebody the other day. Defense and offense. Like I don't feel like defense has that much of weight to it as offense. Like offense, you gotta get in and work on your shot. You gotta work on your verticality, work on your strategy, run these plays, memorize them. Now with defense, you just give effort,
Not
and
necessarily. You still got to remember schemes, switching, getting in the gaps. Hold on.
that's good. That's good. You right.
You still hold on. You still got to remember switching, gaps. You got to remember to rotate. You got to understand defensive awareness. You got to know how to take charges. You may have to foul. You got to know awareness about defense. It ain't about effort. Effort is a part of it, but you still got to understand switching, calling out plays, assignments, double teaming, when to trap, when to hedge the pick. It's still a whole lot of stuff you have to know. It ain't just effort. Because it was just effort wise. Why Russell Westbrook ain't never won nothing on defense?
That's a good point. But my overarching point is it take a lot more skill to perform offensively than it do like defensively. Like defensively, yeah, you got to memorize these things and you got to run the strategies. Those things typically come from the coach. So essentially, you got to trust the coach, follow the plan. Now with offense, you got to work on that. You got to work on your shot. You got to work on your verticality. You got to work on different aspects of your game to stay on the court to be productive so you don't get benched or whatever. Somebody else take your opportunity. So when you look at somebody like Draymond Green, like he doing the best that he can, far as he's being a star in his role. He unfortunately can't shoot the ball like that, so he thrive at his defense. But a lot of people there look at my boy Luka and be like, oh, he don't play no defense. He ain't gotta play no defense. Everybody else
Now
on the
they want
team.
Luka to be Michael Jordan or some shit. That ain't his game. And if defense was so important, why Tony Allen ain't never went to an All Star? Why goddamn Patrick Beverly never went to an All Star? Somebody like that. Why, you know what I'm saying? If defense was so damn important.
That's a great point. That's what I was thinking as well.
I mean, it is important. I mean, you had Ben Wallace, who was a great. Who you think? Let me ask you this: who you think the greatest? Somebody, Steve Kerr said Draymond Green is. I look like you're ready to go. I don't know if you're busy or not. Are you busy?
No, you straight.
Oh, okay. I thought you
I
might
was
ready.
disagreeing with that. I heard that before. You say Draymond.
That was my question.
Best.
Do you think Draymond Green is the greatest defender of all time? Fuck no.
Yeah.
He ain't better than Dennis Rodman. Looking at the tape, is the greatest defender I've ever seen, bro. A monster at 6'6".
I get the Dennis Rodman and well, I say I put like these three people. I put I just put these two people, Dennis Rodman and well shit. I put Dennis Rodman, Bill Russell, and David Robinson in that conversation. Bill Russell was a great defender too, but David Robinson was a fantastic defender. I don't know why people don't be remembering that.
Hakeem Olajuwon too.
Oh yeah.
Did who else was a great defender?
Draymond he can't be in this conversation.
Joe Dumars was a great defender. Scotty was get on you. The greatest. I mean, Ben Wallace.
I would give it to Ben Wallace though. I give it to Ben Wallace.
Let me ask you this question. Hold on. I feel like I'm missing one. Tim Duncan. People don't talk about Tim Duncan on the defensive end. Timmy was a great defensive player in his heyday. Tim Duncan.
David Robinson.
Overall or just what?
Overall,
I gotta go with Tim just off individual stats. Like, athleticism wise, I think David Robinson because he was just a force to be reckoned with. But I think I'm gonna go with Tim. If I had to choose, I'm gonna choose Tim. But I'll probably go with both. David Robinson was a boy. Tim Duncan had a better team than David Robinson. But David Robinson never played with a prime Kawhi or had Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker, TP. He never played with the team of Bruce Bowen. Keith Bogans and them boys. He never played with those guys. So
he just had a young Tim.
Yeah, but he got it done. Steve Kerr was on that chip too. So they got it.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Steve Kerr won that chip in 03 with them boys. And Steven Jackson. But I will say this right here though. Who you think is a better player? Shawn Marion or Draymond Green?
See, that's where it become a little disrespectful. I gotta get it to Draymond.
And why?
It's the body of work. That boy, like even though like you harp on his offensive production, if you were to say like all these other players clutch, Dwayne Wade clutch, thirties, clutch. You gotta look at Draymond and say, hey, bro, you clutching your own way as well. Like he shut stuff down at the crunch time. Like that boy on the basketball court at the crunch time last 5 minutes. Like things are liable to drastically change, regardless if the ball is in his hand or not. So and then of course with the defense, but I had to get it to Draymond. I don't think he a scrub or nothing like that. I don't think he.
Nah, I think Steve Kerr got every talent out of him, kind of like what Larry Brown got out of Ben Wallace. But I believe he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Draymond Green, I believe he may be, but yeah, he probably going to be because he played with Steph. I believe Clay going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But what buzzer beater still give you chills to this day? What buzzer beater?
That one with Kawhi when he squatted down, looked up. Remember that
one? Okay.
Against 76ers, I believe.
LeBron. Okay. What's your thoughts on this right here too, though? They say most people say KD is the greatest scorer of all time. Would you agree or disagree with that?
In my opinion, I agree with it, but I don't like everybody making like all these alternative categories, like making these categories to hype up a player. Like if Kevin Durant is the greatest shooter of all time, that should make you look at Steph Curry slightly different. It's competition.
Score. No, I say score.
That's what I'm saying. Like you switching, not you in particular, but just people in particular saying like they'll at one time they'll be like, oh, Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time, and then in order to float KD boat, they'll be like, oh, well you the best scorer of all time, and that's cool. But like in reality, everybody can't be, everybody everybody can't be that, like it's okay not to win. It's okay not to be this, that, and the third. Like if Steph Curry is less than KD, then say that. If KD is less than Steph Curry, then say that. But making two categories so both of these players can be the best in the eyes of the public is cool. But what's the word? But definitively, I feel like KD is a better ball putter in the basket than Steph Curry. Now, if you feel like Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time, best person ever to put the ball in the basket, then you need to start respecting him and stand on him and be like, Steph, shoot the ball better than KD.
Who you think a better shooter, Steph or Ray?
Steph or Ray? Man, you playing around. You don't think Steph better than Ray?
Shooting? I'm going to go with Steph. But Ray they neck and neck. Ray can get that motherfucker going. Ray couldn't put it on the floor later in his career like Steph. Steph can put it on the floor and get you off the bounce. Ray had to run off them picks like a
Hey, this
I'm gonna go with Steph.
Do you? I'm sure you know. Steph is number one in 3 points made all time or whatever. You know
that makes sense because he attempted the most. He attempted.
Yeah, but you know who number 3?
Ray Allen, ain't it? Or James Harden, right?
Yeah.
Is Ray Allen number second, ain't it? And James Harden.
I don't know if it's Ray Allen or Reggie Miller, one of them two.
Okay, hold on. Let me look that up. What you just said. Let me get on Chat GBT. You said 3-point shots made.
Yep, all time.
Most 3-point. Let me ask you this right here. Do you feel like LeBron James is just putting up stat pattern right now? He passed Kareem with the most field goals made. How you feel about it?
Oh, brother, wonderful, wonderful feeling. Even though we didn't get the job done, we didn't win last night, but he won in that field. You know, we still got another accomplishment, another thing to celebrate. Can't win tomorrow. It's success and losses. You can learn from it. But
it's Steph, Ray, James, Damian Lillard, and Reggie Miller.
Hey, do me a favor. Now I want you to look up the list where LeBron number one at, like the most points scored all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that one because James Harden in there too. He higher than Steph Curry. That's the crazy thing. Like, if Steph Curry made the most threes of all time, why is he not higher on the points of all time? Like, why is somebody like James Harden got more points than him? Why KD got more points? I think Russell Westbrook got more points than him all time. It make you look at it.
They got Kobe top 4. Kobe would have beat that list if he would have stayed healthy.
Yeah.
KD number 8.
Number 8.
Dirk number 6. Michael number 5. Dirk number 6. Wilt Chamberlain number 7. KD number 8. Shaq number 9. Melo number 10. Moses Malone 11. Steph not even in the top 25 with scoring. But you got to think he played in the system too, though. John Havlicek, KG number 19. Who you think the greatest dunker of all times? Who you put in your list?
Right, this bias. It's very biased for me. I'm gonna go with Kobe Bryant.
I'm gonna go with Vince Carter, man.
You go with Vince. I'll go with
Vince
Kobe Jordan. Kobe Jordan, Dr. J really my answer. Dr. J, my favorite dunker.
The human highlight reel.
Yeah.
Nick was a monster. Blake Griffin was a beast too. Now, and we talking about dunking.
Blake Griffin was cool. It was cool. I like it.
I mean, who you think got the greatest handles of all time? Top 5 ball handlers of all time.
Top 5. All right, I got Kyrie. I got AI. Number 3, I'm gonna put in. Number 3, I'm gonna put in. Man, I don't want to be controversial. 3, I'll put in Steph Curry. 4, I put in Steph Curry. 4, I put in James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
And 5, I put in Isaiah Thomas. A lot of people sleep on Isaiah. That boy had a great.
I'm gonna put Steph. I'm gonna put AI, Kyrie.
Steph number 1.
Steph. No particular order. Okay. Steph, Kyrie. Kobe had crazy handles.
Yeah, Kobe.
Forget about Kobe. Kobe had slept on handles. Rod Strickland. I'm gonna go with Rod Strickland. Handles. I'm gonna go with Stephon Marbury. Who else I got? From the field. Just crossing people up and making them look silly. I
put Jamal Crawford in there too.
Who?
Jamal Crawford.
I forgot about him. Damn, Jamal Crawford. Jay Crossover was a beast.
One of my favorites. Yeah.
Jay Crossover was nasty. Jay Crossover on that list too.
I'll probably put him over Curry. That boy got some handles, man.
I'm gonna put Jason Williams, White Chocolate, and then White Chocolate, and he could pass the rock too. Though he wouldn't clutch though. He was terrible in the playoffs game. But Jason, he won a championship too in 06. I'm gonna put Jason Williams. I forgot about Jamal Crawford, Rod Strickland, Maurice Cheeks had handles back in the day. I'm talking about some old school players. Pete Maravich had some good handles. That's it right there. That's what I'm gonna go with handles wise. Handles, yeah. Yeah, you talking about handles wise? Yeah, I'm gonna go with them boys right there. Let me ask you this though: do you feel like Steph Curry is a player that kids can train up to, or he just had God given talent and he just became what he became?
Nah, I feel like the idea that you can't train for that, that's like a defeatist mindset. Like I feel like Steph Curry, like you can train for that, but like Victor Wembanyama or you even training to be like KD, like that might be a little bit unrealistic. But training like Steph Curry, cause that's more like skill, like putting up the shots, repetition, hand-eye coordination, like you mentioned the handle, the speed, verticality, velocity, being able to move. Like I feel like you can replicate that. You can definitely get in the lab, work very very hard from a young age, and be comparable to that. Look at
Mm,
Luca. Luca had a lot of role models growing up, and he got a nice bag.
mm. Would you say Victor Wembanyama is the best defensive player you ever seen?
I would say he right behind Shaq, bro. The only difference is like I think with Shaq, they feared the presence of Shaq like in general. I feel like with Victor Wembanyama, they don't fear him like in general. They might think he's soft or whatever, but they definitely
Mm-hmm.
feel like his presence, like his height. But they think for sure like I can move him. I can move him like somebody like Alex Caruso might guard him or something like that. Like the audacity, but they ain't gonna do that with no Shaq. Like Shaq, they gonna get
That's
out the
another
way.
thing. I'm glad you mentioned that too. I should have put that in my note. How do you feel about Alex Caruso guarding Jokic in that game 7 last year? Caruso, Casey Wallace, Luke Dort. What's your thoughts? Because you would never disrespect prime LeBron James. No guard could guard LeBron James. Like you wouldn't dare put somebody 6'1" on LeBron. That's why he was so hard to guard. Because if you put a big on him, he too fast. You put a guard on him, he too big. He gonna posterize. So you had to find somebody who just as athletic as he. They put that on him, and it kind of bothered Jokic. It made him frustrated. Why do you think this is different between him and Shaq? Why?
I feel like that's a simple one. That's an easily explained one. I feel like with Shaq, like the big difference is Shaq didn't have when Shaq had the ball, the next goal or the next aim was to put it in the basket. Like with Jokic, like it's a high probability that he gonna get off that. He gonna pass it to somebody. So, you know, maybe the strategy is rather than putting a big on him, let me put the big on the person that he probably gonna pass it to and get the weakest link or the shortest person to guard him to kind of throw him off. Cause you never
Because
know
I
if
remember. Mhm.
they probably was thinking like he more of a pass first, like in those possessions or in that series. Let me put him on to deviate from him passing, and if he make it, he make it. But I think that's what it was, like a strategy type thing. But they'll never do that with Shaq because Shaq ain't about to pass the ball.
Or any big in the past, Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, he ain't about to pass
Forgot
the
about
ball.
Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning. They would
Karl
never do that
Malone.
with them. Or even LeBron James. You would never put a small guard
Yeah.
on LeBron James back in the day. And it bothered Jokic. Like, I think he was getting away with a lot of fouling too, Caruso. Even though he was a good defender, he was getting away with a lot of fouling they wouldn't call it. I don't know why, but
I
I
guess
just look
because of
at
the
it like,
size difference, they probably don't notice it.
yeah. But I would say this like you. Shaq main goal was to take two dribbles and dunk it on your damn head.
Yeah.
Jokic just gotta just punish you with your will. And I seen a game with Philly last year. They put a few years ago. This was MVP. I think Jokic won MVP. I think no, Embiid won MVP this year. They put PJ Tucker on Jokic and they had Embiid roam around and come through on the weak side and help on the strong side. And I see why they did it. I'm gonna let PJ Tucker just let keep his base with you because PJ Tucker's strong, and I'm gonna let Colin B come in and block it, and it kind of worked. It frustrated him, and I was like, I think they just took a page out of that book okay, this is our final move, right? This is game 7. We're gonna do it right. This let a power forward or somebody that can muscle with him, hold him there, and when you try to come over for the block or shut everybody else down, like you said, that's I think the best strategy.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of strategy. I think that's more or less what it is. Who you think the best assisters of all time, the best passers of all time?
I gotta go with Steve Nash, Rondo, Chris Paul's, Steph Curry. Don't get enough credit for assists. John Stockton's.
Nah, I can't put Steph Curry in it.
If you John Stockton, nobody's gonna touch John Stockton's assist record. He's zillion of light years ahead. Nobody's touching his assist record.
I agree. I agree with that.
Jason Kidd. God damn, I forgot about Kidd.
You can't forget about Kidd. I like Jason Kidd. You ain't mentioned Magic Johnson either.
Magic. Penny Hardaway before the injuries. Dang. I mean, James Harden could pass that rock. He's a turnover machine too. James could do it. Yeah, I mean, you talking about passes, man. I mean, yeah.
I would go with something like Magic Johnson. LeBron James. I really like Jason Kidd, but out of respect, I get it to Chris Paul, and then Jason Kidd, Steve Nash. That's like top 6. I put Luka in the honorable mentions. I can't have nobody in my top 5 or top 6 or in the list in general. If you averaging 5 assists, like, oh damn, I ain't even put John Stockton in there. John Stockton for sure. He number 1.
Yeah, his assist record ain't nobody beating that shit ever. Yeah. Mark Jackson could pass that rock. Mark Jackson could pass it.
Yeah.
So this was a quote by Rich Paul and Max Kellerman on how MJ would do in this modern era. Max Kellerman said MJ will average a 40-point triple-double today. Rich Paul said these kids today are not bowing down to nobody. They're not just going to sit around and let you shoot every shot. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's cap. I think that's very over exaggerated, like cap. Like if you were to say that, like it's even more crazy to say like Wilt Chamberlain would still average 100 today. Like obviously, like if Wilt Chamberlain was here today playing today, the level of competition that he competing against is drastically different. Not saying that the players are taller or whatever. I just mean like the level of competition is drastically different. And it ain't like it. That ain't gonna be different for Michael Jordan. You probably can't even name me 3 shooting guards that Michael Jordan had that gave Michael Jordan like some pressure.
Joe Dumars, Reggie Miller.
Man, that's like but
Clyde Drexler.
So that's one. That's one. You can say Clyde because Clyde that was
Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but that time, same thing with Reggie Miller. Like they ain't compete for that long. That was like
Reggie Miller played 18 years.
But those 18, you gotta think about how many years Michael Jordan played. He ain't played that long, so he wasn't competing against Reggie Miller that long. He competed against Clyde more than he competed against Reggie.
Joe Dumars, Reggie. He had John Starks. He had who else was in the East?
I want you to pause right there, bro. Joe Dumars. So I want you to stand on this. So Joe Dumars, a guard, right? So let's look at Jaylen Brown. Who better?
Joe Dumars in the Hall of Fame right now, so I gotta go with Joe Dumars.
I'm just talking about that game. You're saying Joe Dumars' game is better than Jalen Brunson?
I mean, Jalen Brunson or Jaylen Brown? Which one?
Say it again.
Which one you say, Jaylen Brown?
No. Brunson.
Jalen Brunson is playing like a Hall of Famer. If he keep this up, his trajectory will be a Hall of Famer if he keep it up. But I don't know.
My point is like if Michael Jordan was in the NBA today, the guards and the shooting guards, not only are they taller and they bigger, they also are more athletically and skillful. Like you got, even though I ain't a big fan of Jalen Brunson, but you got Jalen Brunson, you got James Harden, or if you don't feel like James Harden or a guard, I think he's playing point guard right now, so we could say Donovan Mitchell. You can name all of the top guards in the NBA right now, like Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker. If you put Michael Jordan in the NBA right now, I think that'd be disrespectful to all those great players to say Jordan gonna average 60 on them. Like they ain't no scrubs.
But Jordan
can
played
go
in the
back
era
Jordan was
with.
playing an average 30.
Wait, pause. Jordan played the era with Penny Hardaway, Prime Shaq, big man leader. It was a big man era.
That's what I'm saying. He was competing. He was so good. He overshadowed every single point guard, every single shooting guard.
Wait. Tim Hardaway
times better than.
Wait, Penny Hardaway's in the Hall of Fame. Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullins. He played against these guys. They're Hall of Famers.
But they are the point is like they are so beneath Michael Jordan's level. Like if Michael Jordan's level is a 50, every point guard and shooting guard outside of Isaiah Thomas, and you probably can think of one more person. Let's be nice and say Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas. All right, y'all level 40. But everybody else, every point guard and every shooting guard was level 10. Now you can't say that for them bigs. You can't say that for the power forwards.
So you trying to use the Dragon Ball Z scouting radar measuring their level right now, saying that. But we can't. He played who he played against. He went against the human highlight reel. He went against
I'm saying he was so good, he had to go against people outside of his position. He was so good, the power forward of the opposing team had to outproduce Michael Jordan, or the center of the opposing team had to outproduce Michael Jordan, or the whole team had to outproduce Michael Jordan. Like no shooting guard was competing with. It wasn't no matchup like this shooting guard matching up against Michael. He embarrassed him. But if Michael Jordan was here today, or if Michael Jordan, think about if Michael Jordan was playing like in the midst of like right when Kobe Bryant was at his prime, or just in that same era of Kobe Bryant. Think about all the shooting guards that Kobe Bryant had to dominate year after year. You know, Dwayne Wade never made the number one the first team All NBA. I think the only time he did was when Kobe was injured or something like that. Like Kobe had that thing for raps for year after year after year. Same thing with Jordan. I think Jordan got like 10 selections to first team All NBA. Anybody else?
Rightfully so.
Because everybody else not on his level. But if he was here today, I think like Ja Morant to get that boy a run for his money.
Ja Morant can't stay healthy. He can't stay out of trouble. So I mean, come on.
So Anthony Edwards, he ain't doing nothing against Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan getting 60 against Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards can't Shea better than Anthony Edwards.
So Shea getting 40 drop on his head against Michael Jordan. And he dropping 12.
That's something for us to see. We got to simulate it on 2K or something, but that's something for we see. We got to move on. J.R. Smith believed the 2016 Cavaliers would beat the 2020 Lakers. It's not even close. That team in Cleveland, Kyrie, first of all, nobody on that Lakers team can check him. Nobody. What's your thoughts on that statement?
Now that statement is like a prideful statement. Like J.R. Smith, he not that good of a player, so he feel as if his team, the team that he contribute to or he's more renowned to, is better than any other team that pick up a basketball. So of course he gonna feel that way, but ain't no way they're gonna beat the Lakers in. What do you say, 2012? Or what do you say? What year was it?
He's saying the 2016 Cavaliers will beat the 2020 Lakers, the COVID Lakers, the Mickey Mouse chip.
Oh no. Bro, do you know like the backup we had for Anthony Davis? We had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis and LeBron James. We had a lot of supplementary parts to
Alex Caruso.
Yeah, I'm talking about the whole Anthony Davis topic. Like, you know what LeBron gonna give you, but Anthony Davis probably come on, man.
I ain't gonna lie, when Anthony Davis play power forward, he's at his apex. He at his absolute best. Jeremy Lin said he and Kobe went months without talking after confronting him about his leadership style. He's not supposed to be challenging him. I'm not disrespecting Kobe because he's 1,000 the player. 1,000 the player. He could handle it differently. You're not perfect. What's your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people say Kobe was an asshole and a jerk. I agree because a lot of people. What's your thoughts on the statement first before we go in?
Simple. Like a lot of people don't like constructive criticism. Kobe was a real one. The Black Mamba. He talking to Jeremy Lin. constructive criticism. He might not have liked it. Jeremy Lin, like he mentioned, he is 1,000 times lesser of a player than Kobe Bryant. So sometimes if he being real with you, you might take offense to it, but it's just constructive criticism. He just telling you what it is. Everybody ain't the strongest. Everybody ain't the fastest. So if I have to be the person to break it to you and say, "Hey, bro, you're a little slow," or you need to pick up the speed, you need to do some extra push-ups, I might be the bad guy, but that's just constructive criticism. Kobe keeping it real.
Carmelo Anthony or Paul George? Who you think?
Paul George, Melo, man. You know I'm a little biased against the Celtics, but I do think Paul George better than Dwayne Wade.
No, no, no. And I'm a big Paul George fan. I love Paul George, but I'm putting Flash over Dwayne Wade. I'm doing it.
And I think that's hype. I think that's the popularity. He got a beautiful wife, Gabrielle Union. Like she fine as hell. Like it's the whole thing behind him. He playing with the superstar LeBron James. He playing with Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh is very good.
Hall of Famer. Blood clots destroyed his career, and he was a beast in Toronto. The team was just garbage, but hey, but this is the MVP ladder right now. They got Shea, Jokic, Cade, Victor Wembanyama, Jaylen Brown, Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson.
Where we got Luka at? Luka at 7?
They got Luka at 6.
6. Okay.
Jaylen Brown is ahead of him. Cade Cunningham is ahead of him. I still feel like Luka is better than everybody except.
Where's Shea?
He's better than everybody except Jokic and Shea. I don't think he's quite better than them two.
I was having this debate yesterday about Shea, man. Like I think that's very unfair. Like Luka Doncic's whole career up to this point, minus last year when Shea won the championship and the MVP, has been better than Shea. Like Shea first 3-4 years was not as good as Luka Doncic's first 3-4 years, or even 5 years. Like he just.
But his team was bad though.
Luka played with the Dallas Mavericks. When were they good?
When they went to the Western Conference Finals one year.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson was his second best player.
This is a different conversation, bro. Cause I'm saying your energy with this is different. Cause if I'm talking about James Harden, you quick to be like, oh, he ain't win nothing. You ain't gonna be like James Harden.
He did win some. He won an MVP, a few scoring titles. But I say in the playoffs, he's a meltdown. I'm AJ. So I'm going to do a documentary on James Harden meltdown. It got to be studied. Nobody talks about this. He's one of the most turnovers of all times. Nobody talks about this. But I'm going to give him his credit. He's going to the first ballot Hall of Fame. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's going in there. But in the playoffs, you can't count on him. He's not reliable. He's not reliable. I've never seen a superstar choke as much as James Harden. I've never seen this. It's like the Monstars zap his powers away.
No, bro. Like for example, with Shea, like with Michael Jordan, the reason he's so prolific from the jump, from the beginning of his career down to the end. You know, he had a little struggle with the Wizards or whatever, but he still maintained great production. Like that's not the same for everybody. Like Steph Curry, it probably took Steph Curry like 6 years to get right, to get into.
He also battled a lot of injuries, Curry.
But like somebody like Shea and Steph Curry, they in that same conversation. Y'all needed to warm up. Y'all need to get into the lab, get into the microwave.
Yeah, they had to build a game up. And people forget Shea was part of that trade. They sent Paul George there, so that probably put a battery in his back. The Clippers gave up their mortgage, their future away to get him.
Yeah.
And guess what? It paid dividends for OKC.
But that's different than like your GOATs, people that you renown as like on the Mount Rushmore, like Michael Jordan, like LeBron James, like Kareem, Wilt, all these other players from the jump. They come in averaging 20 at the least. I don't know if you know, but the first 4 years, I think Luka averaged 20 or something like that. Like it wasn't no 16, 17, nothing like that. Like that boy.
He was balling now. But he also had Dirk as a mentor that first year and a half now. He had a mentor of MVP mentor. And you got to think, Shea played with Chris Paul that year or whatever. He had a mentor to help him shape his game. What happened with Shea? I'm gonna go on some more questions. What happened with Shea remind me of Vlade Divac. Kobe, people don't realize Kobe got drafted to the Hornets at 17. The Hornets said we'll trade him for Vlade Divac to the Lakers. That is one of the most epic, worst trades in history. And I bet right now Kawhi Leonard kicking himself. He said, I lost that right there. I could have had with SGA. And SGA way better than Paul George. Way 10 times better than Paul George will ever be. He let that go. And I see why Kawhi did it, because Paul George at the time was better. He's a proven player. He got playoff experience. He's been to the Eastern Conference Final. He's been there, done it. You trying to win now mode. It backfired on him. They shot themselves in the foot on this.
What you about saying?
Who would you say the greatest coach of all times?
I go with Phil Jackson. Nah, I wouldn't go with Phil Jackson. I'm not gonna go with Phil Jackson, because I feel like that's a great point right there. You got to be able to distinguish you coaching versus the players you playing with. Like that stuff matters. Like you played with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. It was somebody else. I forget who the other person was, but he had a lot of great players he coached. Now, does his prolific nature come from him coaching great players, or is he a great coach making players great? I don't think so. I think like a great coach would be like, I ain't gonna cap, a great coach would be like that boy in Miami,
Eric Spoelstra.
Eric Spoelstra, yeah. It be some scrubs. They be some mid-level NBA players, but
Gabe Vincent and my man they went to the finals.
Yeah.
I forgot.
The coaching is so good. Their coaching overlap for the player. Like they know
Bam Adebayo playing like the. I like Larry Brown. What he did in 04 won that chip. I like Eric Spoelstra. I like who was one of my favorite coaches? I like Rick Carlisle. I love Rick.
Oh yeah, I like Rick.
I like the Houston Rockets coach, Tomovich, whatever his name was, one of them chips. That's one of my favorite coaches. Rick Carlisle, what he did in 2011, man. Your second best player, Caron Butler's injured, and Dirk got hot and ran that chip. Shit. That's one of my favorite. Rick Carlisle in them, man. I had like Frank Vogel.
Nah, I can't do that.
I had like what Frank did in the East against the Heat and pushed them to 7 games.
Nah, I think that's a discrepancy. Like if Frank
Roy Hibbert is your second best player, Roy Hibbert is the second best player on your team.
No, I think if Frank was like that, like
Frank won a championship. He was with the Lakers.
I think he won the championship by the players that was on the team. I don't think he was the reason we won the championship. Hell no.
Well, so you don't think he did a good job in Miami when he coached Miami to 7 games? The pace is the 7 games. He pushed Miami to 7.
No, because again, Miami, and this I ain't what's the word? I ain't being a hypocrite. Miami is a great team coaching wise. But
no, I'm talking about where he had prime Paul George, Roy Hibbert, George Hill, and Lance Stephenson. And Roy, who was the second best player on the team? Maybe Lance or Roy Hibbert is your third best player. And they pushed them boys to 7 games. I think he did a phenomenal job coaching.
No. I think they did a phenomenal job playing. I don't think that is a reflection of how good of a coach he was. I think that's a reflection of not only how good those players was playing, I think it's also a reflection of how bad the competition was. Like y'all outplayed y'all competition, not the coach outcoached them, not Frank Vogel smarter than the coach.
Do you think Miami was playing down to the competition, to the Pacers?
No, I think Miami, as far as like coaching wise, they probably was doing like great scheming and great preparing the players great, but the players just didn't perform to the level of the opposing team. I think it was like a player thing rather than Frank Vogel and his coaching staff out coaching the coaching staff of the Miami Heat. I don't think so. I don't think Frank Vogel like that.
What about that coach? Well, who's another one I like? You don't think that coach in Toronto back in the day, the black coach, what that black coach? Let me look his name up. God damn, black coach in Toronto before the white man got there. Black coach in Toronto. I think Mike Brown is a hell of a coach. Mike Brown.
I think JJ Redick is the coach of the year.
Dwayne Casey. I think them years in Toronto they lost to LeBron. They lost not because of Dwayne Casey. They lost because DeMar DeRozan played like a pure shit.
Yeah,
he played like a fucking trash.
You gotta give the that's a good distinction. You gotta get at to Damian Lillard.
Okay, I got a few more. Now this is the news with Giannis. They say Giannis don't want to play with a ball dominant guard. Some claim that Giannis misses playing with players like Jrue Holiday, Chris, who were partners in the 2001 championship run. What's your thoughts on that right there, man? Do you feel like Giannis can win another chip?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that I ain't gonna say I think the quote is cap. I think Giannis is coming to the Lakers, bro. Giannis gonna be a Laker, and it is what it is. Next year we gonna slide there and pick up Giannis. It's gonna be Giannis and Jokic, and Luka, and we gonna keep the ball running. You heard it here first. The people's champ.
So you really think that? You don't think Mike Budenholzer was a good coach? Because remember what he did in Atlanta? Atlanta had a #1 record?
No,
come on, man. I like Mike Budenholzer. Mike Budenholzer in the top, at least a top 10 coach of all times. What he did in Atlanta?
Nah, because I feel like if in order to have that title as like you a good coach, what you doing needs to be like replicable. Like you need to be able to do it again. It can't just be no one in a lifetime. Like with Frank Vogel, if I remember correct, not only we had LeBron James on the team, we had Rondo on the team too. Rondo was on the
I forgot playoff Rondo.
That boy was that nigga was like the coach for real. LeBron and Rondo, they was like,
we gotta stop this narrative. LeBron don't know everything. Look, this is why
know everything. But in combination with Rondo and LeBron James, come on, man. That's
so let me ask you this question, AJ. Listen to me. Why is this the thing right here with LeBron? LeBron is the coach of the team of all the time. LeBron his IQ is so high. I got a question. Who LeBron ain't never gave credit to nobody. This is how narcissist he is. His IQ is so high. Who taught him the game? So he just woke up and learned how to learn this game?
So that's an interesting thing. Like it be people like that, like in life. Think about it, like in life, like
no, man.
They ain't had the means to get taught. He always say, I'm just a kid. I just love playing the game of basketball. He learned everything.
So when did he learn how to win? LeBron always say he got this high IQ. When did he learn his IQ from? Huh?
Or just from experience.
So let me ask you this. Albert Einstein was one of the geniuses, learned from somebody. LeBron just woke up and learned how to play basketball, the chosen one, and he just know the game. He just know the game. His IQ is so high. Who's putting this out there? This Clutch Sports putting this shit out there. Because I don't see his high IQ. What has LeBron showed you that his IQ is high? What has he done? Because he can remember a few plays? Because he watched a few. What is demonstrating his high IQ? No LeBron fan can explain that to me. Can anybody put that in the chat or somebody?
Like some great examples would be like his efficiency. But before I get into the examples of LeBron, I can throw in Kobe Bryant. Like nobody questioning anything about Kobe Bryant, especially when it comes to he was inspired by Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't sit down and teach that nigga how to bounce a basketball. He didn't teach that nigga how to this, that, and third. But you learn from experience. You watch with your eyes, you see it subjectively, and you put it into like the real world. I'm assuming that's what LeBron did. He watched all the great players within the world play basketball, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna add this from their game. I add this from their game. And he was like self-taught. Same way Kobe Bryant was self-taught. He ain't really had to have a conversation with Michael Jordan and know everything. He can sit there and meticulously look at things before he get the opportunity to have that conversation with Mike, through college and not college, through high school and then into the NBA. Like you already got your game. Eventually you had that conversation with Jordan, but all coming up, like you just taking like from what you see and what you experience. And I'm assuming the same thing for LeBron. That boy pretty intelligent. He intelligent. JJ
But you just said he taught him. But somebody had to teach you. It's like saying you learn how to ride a bike. That's like saying you learn how to drive a car. You learn how to cook. Somebody had to be patient with you to show you this.
Yeah.
How was he getting it? Look, Clutch Sports is putting this out there. LeBron, do you know who LeBron's first head coach was?
I heard him talking about him, but I forget that man's name.
LeBron, NBA head coach. He tried to teach LeBron how to shoot. He alluded basically, you can't tell LeBron nothing because he think he know more.
Nah, see, with things like that, I believe all women, but when it comes to men, sometimes men just be holding grudges and whatnot. Like nobody know that man name, but everybody know LeBron name, so he probably holding a grudge. He probably talking bad on LeBron, saying LeBron know everything. You know how people are.
Paul Silas coached LeBron for 2 years. Can't tell LeBron that. Let me ask you, why is that when
that coach was that good? His resume would be a lot longer than 2 years in the NBA. You don't think he'll go on to coach like the Los Angeles Lakers or go on to coach the Houston Rockets? Like, how come when Frank Vogel get fired, he ain't doing nothing no more? How come when Mike Brown get fired, he ain't doing nothing no more? But y'all think that these players, these coaches are so prolific, but they're having such a hard time, I guess formulating a resume to show these players, show these teams like, hey, I can help out. Like, I think if
let me pull some quotes.
People eat.
Hold on, can I pull some quotes right quick from Paul Silas about LeBron James?
Let's see what he say about Bron.
He said he had some outstanding. Hold on. I would have to give him and tell him things that are going to happen. But you think about this: you have to play hard, and your mind has to be great. That's when you really start to change. I kept telling him, them veterans, you have a chance to help.